Yeah.
Okay, it says we're live. Hi, everybody. I am just double checking to make sure this is working. You guys know me also as the traveling therapist, and I was just telling Mor I'm on a rooftop in the Dominican Republic because the internet's not working great. So hopefully this is going to be fine and you guys can hear us okay. I'm waiting for one other guest to join us. And let me check Facebook and just make sure we're actually streaming. Looks like we're live. Hi, everybody. See some people watching.
Oh,
there's
how do
Christine.
you people watching, Kym?
There we go. Hi, Christine.
Hi, Kym. Great to see
Hi.
you.
You too. We're live in the Facebook group right now. Mor and I just went ahead and got it set up.
Oh, very
So
cool.
can you guys see the comments coming on the side here? Yes.
Yes,
Hi,
I can see them.
Excellent. So I'd like to welcome Mentaya. I've been promoting this for about a month for you guys, just talking about out-of-network benefits and what that even means. And then if you want to be an out-of-network provider, how can you do that? And Mentaya is a company that can help you do that if that's what you're looking to do. So I'm bringing in Christine, the founder of Mentaya, and Mor. What's your title, Mor? Is it clinical?
I have quite a mouthful of a title. So I'm head of therapist experience and growth for Mentaya, and as you know, I'm a therapist myself.
Yes. And Christine, would you like to introduce yourself and tell everybody a little bit about Mentaya?
Yeah, hey everyone. I'm Christine. I am the founder and CEO of Mentaya. And quick high level on what we do, you can kind of think of us as an out-of-network billing platform where we automate the Superbill process from end to end. So we help people understand if they even have out-of-network benefits. This helps you with your cash pay clients, and also actually use those benefits to get reimbursed for therapy, even if you're out of network and don't take their insurance.
Amazing. Yeah. So what we'd like to do with the group today, if you guys are watching, if you have questions about any out-of-network stuff or how Mentaya can help you with that, please drop them here. We're just going to chit-chat about how it all works and what out-of-network is. And if you guys have questions that come up, we can see them in our chat over here too. So just let us know. So where would you guys like to start? I know you probably get questions all the time from people about out-of-network. You probably have like an FAQ that most people ask about this.
Well, so I have the fun task of responding to Facebook comments, which I will tell you, there's all kinds of Facebook comments that we get, including for another day. I once received a very mean comment about my own video posted on Facebook describing Mentaya. So, but for the most part, they're very constructive and helpful. So we've seen all kinds of questions. I think one question that we get probably most often is like, how we explain to people that we help you collect your full cash rate. And oftentimes people ask us like, how do you refer us people? Are you paying the difference between the insurance and what my client pays? And so that's probably a good place for us to start. Christine, you want to take it or should I keep rolling? She's so eloquent. I love hearing
you. Up to you. You can feel free to keep rolling. It all sounds great right now.
Okay, fine. You let me know if anything's unclear. But yeah, so basically what we explain to them is we don't pay any difference. We don't touch or deal with any of, the therapist's take home like earnings. Basically, so Kym, let's say you're the therapist and Christine's the client. Kym, you charge your full, let's say $200 rates to Christine. Christine pays you that full rate up front. And then me over here, Mentaya, I am able to be like, hey, Christine, would you like some of that money back from your insurance company? I can go and like get that back for you. I can check your benefits and let you know what you're likely to get back. But in no part do you as a therapist become on the hook or the middleman for this process. You have your own separate therapy, one-on-one thing going on. And over here, Mentaya is going and going to bat for the clients to get reimbursed. So that's probably our most common question. Christine, anything to add there?
No, I think that's the main thing. I think a lot of therapists are like, is this too good to be true? Because I think people are so used to hearing about these new mental health tech companies coming in and trying to pay therapists less. And they're like, how much of a cut do you take? And we're like, we are helping your clients get reimbursed and we'll charge them for that. But for you, like we're not dictating your rate. We're not saying like you can only get paid this much. Like you can determine your own fee, use your cash pay rate, and our job is just to help your clients get money back so that they're more likely to want to start therapy and continue therapy with you as a therapist.
Mhm. Yes. I see there's some people here watching. So if you guys are watching and if you have any questions, let us know.
I will let you know that to plus one on Christine's point that people have gotten very burned before. I see all kinds of comments that one day I will make a compilation of where I'm like, I promise we're not doing that. They're like, con artists.
Yeah.
I'm like, no,
People
no,
are
there's no
worried,
hidden.
they don't want hidden fees. And yeah, definitely.
Yes. So yeah, and we pride ourselves, and I'll answer that Facebook. I'm curious who this Facebook user is, but I guess it was anonymous. So I'll just respond to the anonymous question. But we are very proud to have a transparent pricing tab on our website, so you can see everything I'm going to describe right now. Not all of the companies in our space do that. Some people have some sneaky fees, and even when you look into it, you can't really tell. You have to dig. So just plug for our pricing tab. So is there a monthly fee for therapists? So we offer two different services. One is we enable you to help your clients get reimbursement by referring them to us. If you just want them to be able to allow us to automatically submit their claims and track down that reimbursement, that is totally free for you. You can be 100% free. Now, we also have a different service. It's got a benefits calculator where you as a therapist can use this calculator when you're on prospective, first consult calls with prospective clients, where you can have them give you their insurance information on their insurance card and tell them instantly in seconds what their reimbursement rate would be. If you do that, the feedback we get from therapists is that helps them get more new clients signed up and ready to start, especially folks that have sticker shock of you don't accept insurance and you charge what? So if you want that totally optional widget, access to it for unlimited number of checks, that is $29 a month subscription. But as I mentioned, it's 100% optional. You can totally go to the free route and your clients get all the same benefits of us tracking down reimbursements.
And I can see their names. For some reason, it doesn't show unless you sign up for StreamYard, but I can see their names.
Oh, got it. Who's the second name?
The second is Sammy Jean.
Sammy Jean.
Yes. Do you verify the insurances? You were kind of just talking about that. She missed the beginning.
Yes.
Couldn't find the link to this event. Yeah.
No problem. Yes, we do verify their out-of-network benefits. So whether or not you have access to this calculator, when your clients try to register, we will confirm for them their benefits. But if you want to have that access to that tool and be able to catch people before they're sticker shocked and oh, I'm going to go look for another therapist, then that is what costs $29 a month. But either way, yes, we verify their insurance. It takes seconds. We'd be happy to show a demo if folks would like, or we can just keep answering questions.
Yeah, I was going to actually add on to this and say that I don't know if you all know this, but we have this instant benefits. It's in the form of a calculator widget that you can actually put on your own website, which a lot of therapists choose to do. You can put on your website in your fee section where people are like, I don't take insurance, or I'm entirely cash pay, or I take only these insurances. But if you don't, either you don't take insurance, or if you don't have one of these insurances, here's my, full cash rate. And they put it in that section where it's even though that's my cash rate, you still might be able to get reimbursed, up to 80% of the cost. You can just put your benefits or put your information in here and they'll automatically spit out the benefits. And people will add it to their marketing profiles, like Psychology Today and stuff like that. And so it's not just the ability to check benefits, it's also a marketing tool for you as well.
We're getting some requests for demos, Christine. So I'll go ahead and share screen. Let's see. I've never used this platform.
I know. I'm like, oh my gosh.
I'm
guys
kind of
watching.
afraid, but
I know. You guys watching, usually, you know, I do these on Zoom, but Zoom and Facebook are not cooperating today. So I had to go to this other software.
I'm also
Hopefully
happy to share screen more if you want me to do it.
That's okay.
Oh,
Are
let's
you
see.
all
Oh,
able
add
to
to
see
stage.
this?
Yeah, I think it's
Okay,
on there.
great. So you check, this is what our benefits calculator looks like. Lily Smith, this is a fake client, prospective client. Actually, let me explain how you would explain it and what you would use it, how you'd use it. So let's say you're talking to Lily Smith and she, you don't offer insurance, you're not in network and your rate's $200. I would tell Lily Smith, Lily, you know, I'm not taking insurance, but I do partner with Mentaya. They can help you get between 50 to 80% back on therapy costs. If you have your insurance card handy, I can go ahead and double check that for you. Christine, you want to be Lily?
All right. My date of birth is, October 17th, 1960.
1960, right?
Mhm.
Recently had a birthday.
And then, oh man, I'm trying to remember this.
I think it was California. You're Anthem Blue Cross California,
Anthem Blue
right?
Cross California, yes. And then ADA 123 123 123.
And again, this is fake data, so no one get nervous.
Yeah, no HIPAA compliant. Yeah, fake data.
Yeah. So up here is where the therapist puts in their fee, but basically what either your client would see by entering this information themselves or what you would see by entering it for them would be that this client has $1,000 out-of-network deductible. Their reimbursement is 70% of the allowed amount. And what that means in plain English is that the first 5 sessions will, what I would say to Lily is, Lily, your first five sessions with me will cost my full rate, $200 a session. Once you do that, every session after that, you should cost an estimated $60 a session after insurance reimbursement. At this point, I would say, oof, excuse me. At this point, I would preface as a therapist, I would say, I have no control over what insurance reimburses you. This is just the same information you would get if you called the insurance company up. But I have nothing to do with it. I don't gain either way whether or not you do this. It's just a service I offer to make therapy more accessible for my clients.
Yes, and I also, one thing that I do want to just bring up, because we've had a couple questions about this in the past, is after they meet their deductible, it's your estimated cost is around $60 a session after reimbursement. Just to be clear, as a therapist, you are always getting paid your full cash rate up front. Like if you charge $200, you're getting paid $200 every session, all the time. And the $60 just means they're paying $200, and then we submit a claim for reimbursement, and then they basically will get let's say $140 back in reimbursement a few weeks later, so that their net cost is $60, but you're still always getting paid your full $200 or whatever your full cash rate is.
Okay,
Yeah,
so oh, sorry, Kym, go ahead.
No, I was just saying that makes perfect sense. Yeah. And just talking about that widget on your website, somebody actually just private messaged me about it. We'll talk a little bit more about that and maybe just how that plugs into your website and everything, maybe down the line. Somebody was private messaging me and asking.
Okay, sounds good. Let us know.
Again. Okay.
Okay, great. So Kathleen asked, I can see Kathleen's name. Do you offer this for group practice? We do. And I have to tell you, it's currently a crazy steal for group practices because while we charge individual therapists that $29 a month for the calculator, we also currently charge group practices $29 an hour. $29 a month. So that means that if you have 10 therapists using this benefits calculator, it's still just $29 a month. So yes, we do offer it for group practice, and we have some amazing testimonials for group practice owners. I'm thinking of Cub Larkin of Inclusive Therapy Group, who have really shifted their whole operations of their group practices using both the automatic claim submission and the calculator. Christine, you want to take the next one?
Yeah, so Kathleen, this is a great question. Do you participate with all plans or limited plans for benefits verification? I can't say that we participate with every single plan. On our instant benefits calculator, we have many plans and we have the ability to add more plans. And so what we have is we have, a set of insurance companies that we can automatically check benefits for. If our automatic benefits calculator doesn't have the insurance company on there, we are also happy to do a manual check as well. We just basically say, fill out this form and we'll, get back to you within 1 to 2 business days. We'll manually go and check it. And generally at that point, we'll also add the insurance company into our instant benefits calculator. We have the vast majority of the ones you probably come across, but there's always random niche ones specific to like certain cities or counties or states that we're still occasionally adding some more in. So even if we may not necessarily have it in our calculator, we can always add it in.
Okay, I love answering this question. How does a Superbill work with Mentaya? So, first of all, I don't know, Kym, if there's a way for you to show me. Usually I see people's reactions on Zoom, but like, would it be helpful for me to recap what a Superbill is? Because I almost every
think that
time.
would be fantastic.
Okay, good.
Yeah, 'cause a lot
I
of
don't
people
wanna,
in this group are new to insurance anyway, so they could be like, I don't even know what that is. So that would be
Great.
fantastic. Yes.
Okay, fantastic. Usually someone shyly like makes that question. Okay, great. This is a safe space. We're all therapists. So a super bill is just like basically a receipt that allows you to get reimbursed for therapy as a client. It has certain fields, certain information like your diagnosis code, the CPT code for, the duration of the session. And so how Superbill, to answer Facebook users' question, who is this? How does a Superbill work with Mentaya? Basically, you don't have to create Superbills anymore. Mentaya replaces that completely. You do, the first time you see a client, have to enter the like 6 fields that are required in a Superbill, the same way you would if you were just providing them a Superbill for them to get their own reimbursement. And that's, like I said, their name, the date in which you had the session, CPT code, diagnosis code. But the beautiful thing with Mentaya is that once you enter it the first time, it automatically repopulates every time. So you're really only having to do that one time. And then every time you want to submit another claim or you have another session with your client, it just uses that same information. Did that answer your question? If there's any clarifications or follow-up, please feel free to drop them in.
That was Ashley. Yeah, because I think when people ask me specifically about Mentaya, they do want to know like the process, like the end user, like process from start to finish, like what it looks like for the clinician versus the client. So yeah, I think that was super helpful. That was Ashley, by the way. So Ashley, if you have more questions about that, let us know. Somebody says, what is Mentaya?
Okay.
Perfect.
Christine, you want to take this to just give some folks some variety? Do you want to say what is Mentaya, since I already did the first pass?
Yes, no worries. Mentaya is an out-of-network billing platform, so think of us as automating.
Oh, sorry, one second, Christine. I think your audio is messed up. It's okay. I'll jump in.
Your audio went out for a sec.
Yeah. So Mentaya, basically, Mentaya's mission is to help therapists, get their full cash rates and go private pay while keeping therapy accessible to clients. So we do that by taking care of insurance claims for clients for out-of-network benefits, which is a thing many clients and people don't even realize, that they can be getting 50 to 80% back on their therapy costs, even if a therapist is not in network or not accepting insurance. So we basically take care of that for clients, make it really easy for them to basically think that private pay therapy with you is a no-brainer, is accessible. We have 2 services, a benefits calculator, and we do something called automatic claim submission, where we chase down, after every session, we chase down that reimbursement for your clients. That was a very quick summary, just trying not to be redundant. Anything, Kym or Christine, that I should add there?
No, I think that's a pretty good summary. Yeah, absolutely. Because And especially the private message was asking more about the widget, but I think that is such a good marketing tool because somebody goes to your website and they may be like, oh no, they don't take my insurance. But then the widget says, but hey, you might have out-of-network benefits. So why don't you check and see? And then they enter their information and it says, oh my gosh, it's going to cover like 80% of the session. That's amazing. Okay, her rate's 280%. I can afford that. You know, so I think it is a great marketing tool that helps people just like get in the door when, you know, maybe they were originally looking to use their insurance, but now they see that they can use their out of network insurance too. Yeah.
That's exactly right. I see a question around, so to summarize, the client really won't need to do much. Yes. So that is another question I love to answer. That basically the client, you don't have to do much, but your client even less so. So this is wonderful for neurodivergent clients, any of our ADHD clients. Basically, they have to do a one-time registering of their name, their information, where they want their, check to get sent to, or they enroll in auto pay in like a auto deposit. But basically, once they do that, they can totally forget it. They don't have to do anything. So you as a therapist the only thing you need to do as a therapist is verify that a session occurred, and that's to protect you and us from insurance fraud, right? You just have to literally be like, oh, today's November 9th. I met with Kym. Yes. And then we take care of everything else. But they literally don't even know you're doing that. It just gets handled in the background. All right. I'm waiting to see if there are other questions that come up, but I will answer an unasked question in the meantime, which is that how do you verify that the sessions occurred? There's two ways to do that. So you can either do that in your portal when you're, in our Mentaya portal online through your laptop, or you can opt into a text verification feature, which is something we're very proud of. Doesn't really exist in our space. And basically what it means is if Kym sees Christine every week, she sets up like, okay, November at 12 to 1, Wednesdays or Thursdays, 12 to 1. Weekly is when I meet with Christine. And this is a recurring. And then when it comes to, Wednesday at noon or at 1, whenever the session was supposed to be done, our system can just automatically text you like, hey, Kym, did you meet with Christine? And you just have to respond yes. And then you don't even have to log in on your web browser. Like, we'll just take care of it. So we are constantly trying to think of ways to make this seamless and lightweight for therapists. We really feel strongly about like therapists putting their oxygen mask on first and not adding to the burden for them.
Yeah, just to add on to that a little bit on the text, just to clarify on the texting part, it is, I know more, and just for example, you're like, oh, did you meet with Christine? We use client initials and we are HIPAA compliant. We're not sending, client, first name, last name, things like that over text. So I just wanted to clarify that we say like, did you meet with client, CL from this time, and text back yes, and we'll automatically submit the claim.
Great clarification. Thanks for catching that. Yeah, yes, we are fully HIPAA compliant.
Let's see. Can you see the whole question there? Let me see.
I'm seeing, do claims submitted by Mentaya, we are Mentaya.
Mentaya.
Get what's, and then I see OBJ.
On Facebook it says oh wait, hold on one second. That's weird. Do rates submitted ever get rejected is what she's saying. Can you see that?
The claims submitted ever get rejected?
There's two questions back to back that I'm seeing. There's two claims submitted by, I'm assuming Mentaya, but was a typo. Ever get? I'm assuming
I would think that they're asking. I would think that they're asking, does it ever get denied? Like the claim, did they ever get denied? Yeah. And what do you do in that situation? I think is what they're probably asking. Yeah.
Right. So
I think it got deleted on Facebook. It actually got deleted. That's why we're only seeing half of it.
Got it.
Well, we can answer that. That'd be great to answer.
Yeah. So yes, insurance companies sometimes reject claims, and oftentimes it's just for small errors and things that can be corrected. Our team has a lot of experience kind of catching and figuring out what those errors are, and then we resubmit the claims on behalf of the client. Or if there's a question or something that we're not 100% sure the client would, want to move forward with, then we follow up with them directly to clarify that. But then, yeah, if for any reason the claim is rejected and we can't resubmit it and they're not eligible, we have a full guarantee, full refund of our fee to clients. So they've got a kind of a risk-free approach, which is also something that folks in our space don't do.
Yeah, and just to add on to that, we obviously we do a lot of scrubbing of the data, and we generally, the vast majority of claims, the first time it's submitted, it goes through successfully. The only times it generally gets rejected are two main buckets. One is if the client just doesn't have out-of-network benefits, but didn't verify the benefits with the benefits calculator, in which case we generally give a courtesy refund, even though we do encourage you to try to verify your client's benefits with the calculator before having them paid for claims and us submitting it, just to have to void them. And the second one is occasionally they request a little bit of additional information from us or paperwork, and we take care of that. But that's the most common other case. But in the vast majority of cases, it goes through the first time. But like Mor said, we will resubmit it again and again until it goes through if we need to. And if at any point we can't, we will give a full refund of our fees.
Nice. Yeah, that's amazing.
All right, Kathleen. For some reason, Kathleen's the only person whose name I get to see.
Well,
Kathleen.
they have to join StreamYard to be able to for their name to show. So if you guys are watching, you can click the join button. We'll be able to see your name. Yeah.
Got it. Cool.
Got it.
Kathleen's asking, do therapists and clients get updates on claim status? Yes. So we have a claim status part of your dashboard that is visible to both your clients and to you when you've submitted a claim, and you can see the different statuses on that. Christine, anything to add there?
Yeah, so we do have the claim status tab as Mor mentioned. It depends on the specific insurance company. A lot of insurance companies send, we request these automated claim status updates from them. Occasionally we run into insurance companies or specific plans that don't. And so our team manually will go and check the claim status to make sure that things are going through. But if for whatever reason, if it ever says it's paid and you haven't gotten it, your client hasn't gotten payment, you can always reach out to our support line. And we generally answer within 1 business day. And we can go and just double check things for you if the automated claim status isn't, updating properly, or if it says your client's gotten reimbursed, but for whatever reason, maybe they didn't. And so just to figure those things out, you can always email us if there are any issues. But yes, we do have claim status.
All right. And feel free to drop in any follow-up questions if any of these questions don't fully address what you're looking for. So here we have, do you check out of network or do you also offer in-network verification? I am at the beginning of my stages of leaving insurance to transition to private pay. Only out of network benefits. We do not check in network, though I feel there's more to add to this. I'm going to pass it over to Christine to add a little more.
Yeah, so Mor's right. We only check out of network benefits right now, not because we can't do a network, we are able to do that in theory. We haven't prioritized that because our whole part of why we're building Mentaya the way it is we want to empower therapists to, get paid a fee that they feel like is fair. And we feel like private pay fees, you set your own fee of what you think, is fair, market rate. We don't love the idea of, supporting insurance companies dictating how much you get paid. So we don't currently do a network verification. Our focus is really around making this out of network, private pay, cash pay therapy more accessible to clients. So right now it's just out of network.
That said, though, I'm wondering, Christine, if you have anything to add around this person's question, given that they're trying to transition from private pay to only out of network benefits. I want to clarify that probably the majority of folks on our platform do see some in network and some out of network. Like you don't have to do 100% private pay only or 100% insurance. You could, for your clients that you want to do private pay with, where you're not paneled on the insurance, you can do private pay while separately maintaining those clients that are in network, if that makes sense.
Yes. So for in terms of what, like one thing that this is reminding me of, which is not really related to your question, but somewhat related to taking some insurances versus not, is that some people are under the impression of like, oh, if I take insurance, I have to like take all insurances, or I can't have private pay clients. And I know Mor kind of alluded to that, but just to sort of like reiterate, you can take insurance. Let's say you take like Medicare and Aetna, for example, like you take a few insurances. That means that anyone who doesn't have that insurance, you can have as a cash pay or out of network client, and then they can use their out of network benefits. So just as you think about transitioning, it doesn't also necessarily need to be like I take all the insurances and then all of a sudden I immediately take no insurances. You can totally stay on like one or a few insurance panels as you transition, start building up your cash pay caseload. With out of network private pay clients, use Mentaya for those, and then slowly transition completely off. So I just wanted to sort of clarify that's something that we do see.
That's great. And I really advocate that for this group too, is, getting on a few panels that pay well so you can make a good living, but you don't have to be on every panel. And you can use services like this to help and supplement the out of networks. If you want to be on like Anthem or UBH, but you don't want to be on Aetna or Cigna, it's totally fine to do it that way.
Christine, do you want to answer Kathleen's next question?
Oh yeah, love it, Kathleen. Love the questions that you're asking. Can you also verify benefits for psychiatry and nurse practitioners? Short answer is yes, as long as it depends on the specific codes that they're billing. Generally, the things that our benefits calculator verifies is psychotherapy. In terms of claims, we can submit claims for like medication management, all these different CPT codes as well. And for benefits, it's usually the same thing. It's like, 80% or whatever, 50% of the allowed amount for that. And so we definitely can verify benefits for that, but just know that the exact reimbursement might vary a little depending on, what the CPT code and things like that are.
All right. Next question. Do you offer a directory where people can find us? I don't like the idea of insurance dictating my rate either, but I'm a sole income household and sole provider. So, Christine, you're unmuting. Did you want to?
Oh yeah, I was gonna say I'm happy. Or if you want to take, you can take it. Otherwise,
you do it. You do it.
Okay. Right now, we don't currently have a directory. That's something that we have. People have requested and something that we would consider doing. We don't have it right now, but what a lot of people are doing in the meantime is I think I mentioned this earlier, is like if they have access to the benefits calculator, you can put a link to it on your marketing profiles, whether it's, I know a lot of people are on Psychology Today. There are so many other ones out there as well, where you can like put the link and say like, I don't take insurance, but you can use this link to check if you have out of network benefits. And then it just links to a page that says your name with your benefits calculator that any client who comes across your, marketing profile or directory listing can then use to check their benefits. So that definitely helps in terms of converting more cash pay clients who might otherwise be on the fence.
I also want to add that some therapists that we've gotten feedback from have used us actually to slowly like dip their toe into being private pay. So they might like remove themselves or stop taking not be paneled with like one type of insurance, and then tell those sets of clients like, I will no longer be in network, I am moving to private pay. What this means for you is that I will charge X. However, I am working with Mentaya, and if you have your insurance card handy, like I can check to see if they can get you reimbursements. And so you can kind of see the reaction of that, and then over time, transition more and more of your caseload if you don't want to just like pull the plug and risk not having enough of a caseload. So I wanted to add that. And I also want to mention that while we don't yet have a directory, I am very proud of our Pride Spotlight. We have we're all about really kind of increasing visibility to great therapists out there. So we have a spotlight where we show therapists on our network who specialize working with LGBTQ plus clients. We also, do spotlights of individual therapists every month. And we're always open and looking for ways to lift up and help therapists like get additional referrals from one another, or just support therapists in general in this kind of in their marketing and their visibility. We also try to provide like tips and information and things that will help therapists in building out their private practice, even if we're not directly sending them referrals. But that is part of our general broader vision to help therapists grow their private practice.
Yeah, fantastic. I was just looking, there's people popping in and out, but Kathy and Davia and Erica, I see you guys are in there. If you have questions, let us know. I see you watching. Yeah, this has been a really thorough overview, guys.
If folks don't have questions, I have a question for the folks who are still on here, which is what concerns do you have that would prevent you from trying a service like ours? Not necessarily ours, there's several companies in our space, but just like what's top of mind for you? We'd just be curious to kind of pick your brains and hear how this is landing with y'all. Or feel free to ask a question, of course. We know that's what we're here for.
Yeah, I'd love to hear that too. I mean, I think for a lot of people, it's workflow is what I hear anyway. They get overwhelmed with trying to learn a new workflow, but I think you guys do a really good job of walking them through how to get that process started. So, but yeah, let's see. Oh, here we go. Reliability and access to someone if we have questions.
Yes, we get that a lot. People are afraid to tell their clients, like, we can help you with out-of-network insurance, and then what if there's questions that come and you can't handle it? So we actually have pre-written scripts I was just reviewing a recent iteration of it today, actually. We have pre-written scripts that we can just share with you. They're on our FAQs, where you can just be like, I see you have a question. Mentaya I partner with Mentaya. They actually have a team of support and insurance specialists that would be perfect for answering your questions. Feel free to email support@mentaya.com. They are very responsive. And so we know how important it is to like not have therapists be the middleman, and enable you to triage to us. And that's a really big part of what we're always focusing on. Reliability, Christine, what do you think this is about? Do you have anything to touch on here?
Kathleen, I would love to get a little bit more clarification on what you mean by reliability.
I can tell you what I think she's talking about. There's a couple companies out there that their customer service is not great. So you have to email over and over and over again when there's questions about verifications that don't look right, or a claim that's not getting touched or paid or something like that. It's hard to get actually a hold of somebody that will talk to you on the phone or have a Zoom session with you. Like customer service, I think is probably, a number of companies are not responsive, is what Kathleen's saying. So sometimes I think they sign up for these great new services, and then it's like crickets. You think you're going to get customer support and you don't. So I think that's her concern. Yeah.
Got it. Okay. Well, I am happy to answer that. That is something I don't know, that is probably one of the most important things for us, because we understand that, you're really busy. We're not trying to make your life harder. We're trying to make it easier. And we have like internally things where we're like, we have to respond to people. We have to make sure we get on calls with people to sort of resolve issues when needed. And we've never had any issues with, people being frustrated of lack of response. And I know Mor's gotten a lot of testimonies and talked to a lot of therapists. Like, we regularly actually reach out to some of the therapists using our platform to check in and be like, how's your experience? How can we improve? And so in general, like, we are very, very customer centric, and you do not have to worry about not getting responses. Like, we track to make sure we respond to every single email.
I will maybe give a TMI. I hope this is okay, Christine, but like, Christine personally will even check the Google Voice accounts and different things. And if anybody has not met our SLA or service level agreement of answering within like 6 hours or something, she will put those people on blast. And it is like not something that you want to have happen. So yes, the feedback that we get from therapists, and you can reach out to them, we're happy to connect you with folks too, is that our support is actually one of the strongest kind of things that we bring our support team. So glad to hear that that's still important, because we invest a lot in it. And also, I want to touch on, I wonder who this is, who said paying for another service that may not use.
That's Sammy Jean.
Sammy Jean. Actually, I'm realizing I will answer that, Sammy Jean, but I actually wanted to first touch on the one that came earlier. I think just figuring out how to incorporate this in my business, it sounds good. And my first time hearing about the service. So I just need to go to the website and make some plans for what this looks like. So there's so many things in life where we're like, that sounds good, but like there's so limited time. There's so many things you could do. I can understand how this is like, this tends to be something that oftentimes people, when they talk to us, are like, man, I've been procrastinating on this forever. I wish I had talked to you sooner. I literally heard that quote today. So what we want to do to help give you a little extra motivation is we want to, if this is okay, Kym, we want to plug a special promotion that Kym has, KYM. Use that promo code KYM. Folks in this call are gonna have access to 100% free, risk-free trial of Mentaya. If you do that, let's say by tomorrow, end of week. So if you're interested, I would encourage you to take the plunge. Email support@mentaya.com to set up time for a 15-minute setup. We can walk you through everything, or just to sign up without any kind of requirements. So that's one thing I wanted to mention. And then for the second comment, Christine, do you want to touch on that?
Yeah, well, I just to add on to the first one, us jumping on a call with you is an optional perk that we give you access to, where you can, meet with one of our product specialists to walk you through exactly how it works. It is not a requirement. If you're like, I'd rather sign up by myself and just play around with it, you can sign up for free. It's a 30-day free trial of our benefits calculator. The claims piece is already free. Your clients are the ones paying for it. You can try it out with some clients, you can check benefits. It's, unlimited use of our benefits calculator for 30 days. So you can just try it risk-free. If you like it, you can continue using it. If you're like, it's like not really helpful for my practice, you can always not go on with the subscription and just submit claims for clients. So it's really low friction. It's like super easy. I think it takes, I don't know, a minute or two to sign up, and just you can start playing around with it. All right.
That's awesome. Do you guys help them put it on their website? I can't remember if you have customer support to help with that. I thought you did.
So we have a few things. We have like step-by-step guides on how you put it on your website if you use some of the more popular sites. I think Squarespace, Wix, if you use one of those sites, because a lot of therapists use those. And then if you're like, I don't really understand how to do it, there's literally a link in the app that says like, book a call with us and we will walk you through how to do it. But it's really simple. It's literally like copy and paste this code.
That's awesome.
So one therapist I interviewed last week had shared that part of her hesitation about starting the service is that she felt like she was really like a Luddite, like really not good at technology. And even though we're like, it's simple, she was afraid that it would not be. And she was like, even I can do this. I tried it a couple of times. I played around and I realized it'd be okay. So yeah, we're here to hold your hand if you feel overwhelmed by any of our how-tos, but we do think it's the feedback we've gotten is that it's fairly intuitive and you might not need that.
Yeah. Also, this is a little bit of a tangent, but for everyone who's like, I'm not good with technology, I just want to let you know that if something's confusing, it's usually not your fault. It's usually just not well designed. Like really well designed products and services make it super easy for anyone to use it. It's not like, oh, I'm technologically savvy or anything. It should think about, I don't know, like Uber and Lyft. Like it's not, anyone can use that. And so when we design our product, we try to make it really, really simple so that it's, accessible to everyone. It's not like, oh, you have to be so savvy with technology in order to use our product. No, anyone can use it. So I just want, that was just a little.
And for those of you who don't know, Christine's background before this was being a product manager at Google and doing exactly what she's talking about around like making things very intuitive and like well designed for folks. So that's something she brings to Mentaya as well. All right, I'm not seeing any more questions. I feel like we're kind of coming to a natural wrap.
I think there's one. Did we answer the paying for another service I may not use? I guess we kind of.
Live in a high insurance usage area. Yeah, I think it's like just a thought out loud kind of. Yeah, I may not use since I live in a high insurance.
Yeah, I mean, you can always, I would encourage you to try out the free trial with the benefits calculator. See if that helps you maybe get cash pay clients. Like we've definitely talked to therapists who are like, oh, I didn't realize that there were these cash pay clients because I've never really tried too hard to get them because there are a lot of insurance clients. I would encourage you to try it out. If you're not getting a lot of cash pay clients, you can also pause your subscription at any point if you try it out or, whatever, end your trial and then start it again whenever it's a month-to-month subscription. So if it's not useful, you don't have to pay for anything. You can just, if you get cash pay clients, submit claims for them. And then as you start to get more, you can then subscribe again to our benefits calculator. So we're pretty flexible to try to accommodate.
I actually have something to add to this one. You may not realize, I think what I'm reading from this is my clients aren't going to want to be out of network with me because they have so many insurance options in network. However, something many people don't realize is that even if they have insurance options, being able to get out of network benefits and you offering a different, a rate based on it being out of network can oftentimes save money for your clients as well. So, for example, Cub Larkin, who I think we mentioned earlier, told me that he gives I don't know exactly how this works. You can message us and we can send you the video, but basically he is able to charge a little less if it's out of network. And with the reimbursement, his clients for certain types of cases actually pay less and they opt into that as opposed to the option of going through insurance. So I'm not sure exactly how that works, but just keep in mind that even if folks have alternatives, they may still be okay with going private pay, especially if they work with you, they like working with you. It may not be a huge discouraging factor that sends them running for the hills. So just something else to add.
And I think that's, like a lot of people have really high deductibles, so if the contracted rate is $180 and they've got a deductible that's like $12,000, I mean, the out of network might actually be more affordable than having to pay like a full deductible price for some people. I mean, you just never know. So, and I think what you're saying more is like, don't be afraid to explore it because people are more open to it maybe than you might think, especially when they realize, oh, it covers 80% if I do it out of network. That's amazing. Or something like that, Yeah. And that last comment is just Sammy. She's following up on her thing before. She was the one that made that comment about paying for another service I may not use since I live in a high insurance area. She was just saying that's what might keep her from doing that. Yeah.
Got it. That makes sense. That makes sense. It was a valid hesitation. Thank you all for your feedback and sharing kind of honestly where you're at. It's really great for us to kind of stay really plugged into our community. So thank you. And thank you, Kym, for hosting us.
You're so welcome. Yeah, if you guys have questions later, of course, this is going to live in the Facebook group. I'm going to pin it to the top of the Facebook group. So if you're catching it on the replay, just drop your questions. I'll send them to Mor and Christine and we'll answer them for you. Okay. All right. Well, thanks, guys. I'm excited about Mentaya. I love the widget checker. I think that, or the benefits checker. I think that's really cool. So it's neat. Okay.
Thanks for
everybody.
having us.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.